Canucks fans and draft fans, it seems like things are getting closer. Because when it comes to the projected first overall pick, Gavin McKenna, we have some brand new updates for Vancouver Canucks faithful who want to see this guy drafted by the Blue and Green Whale team. Let's go out there and dive into the scoop. So, we had ourselves the final game of Gavin McKenna's NCAA Penn State University Nittany Lions season over here, and it wasn't particularly great. You see, Penn State got eliminated by the University of Minnesota Duluth 3-1. Gavin McKenna ended off what was a very long point streak, including that crazy 8-point game against Ohio State University a month ago, with 0 points on this night. He was a -3. The time on ice isn't actually revealed yet, courtesy of Elite Prospects, but considering the fact that he had 27 minutes in the previous game against the Wolverines, you can tell that Penn State is using McKenna a lot. Here's what Jordan Schmaltz went out there and posted about. The Gavin McKenna College Hockey Project is over. 35 games, 51 points, 15 goals, and 1 off-ice one-punch knockout. Took a fishing class as an elective. First-round NCAA exit. If we're putting this season on a report card, I would give him a solid B. It wasn't crazy good. He started to find some juice following the World Juniors. He was fine. He will be fine. The National is up next. Now, with that said, this is a pretty funny look at just how everything went down. I didn't realize that Gavin McKenna took a fishing class as an elective. Did you? If we head over to Cam Robinson, Hockey Robinson on Twitter, he also had some statistics posted about with Gavin McKenna over here. It's the top draft-eligible NCAA seasons from the last decade. You can see that on this list of NCAA prosperity, yesteryear, and beyond, the number one guy in overall points was Adam Fantilli, who had scored 65 points in 36 games played. Macklin Celebrini had 64 points in 38 games played. Meanwhile, Gavin McKenna had 51 points in 34 games. Now, it's kind of funny, because looking at this list, you can see that Zeev Buium is right there at number 4. Hey, wait a minute, the guy was crazy productive in his draft-eligible campaign. 50 points in 42 games played. What a maniac. He was so good, that Zeev Buium. But nevertheless, Gavin McKenna still had a more productive draft-eligible season. Just barely. He had 1 more point, albeit 8 fewer games played. And so, taking a look at what guys like Celebrini and Fantilli are doing nowadays, obviously these are great, comparable names to be tossed alongside of. Maybe Gavin Brindley and James Hagens aren't necessarily the cream of the crop right now, but these guys were in the 30-something point range. Gavin McKenna is in the 50s. Let's go out there and take a look at just some other notes in regards to McKenna, because thinking about him being as good as he is, I think Jordan Schmaltz was pretty accurate in the way that this is portrayed. He had a really good post-World Junior stint, especially following the controversy surrounding him at that tournament. It's kind of funny because, he still produced a hell of a lot of points. I mean, 4-point game, 3-point game, 2-point games over here. He was productive, but I, like a lot of other folks watching the draft and watching the World Junior Tournament itself, kind of came away with a sour thought process on McKenna. Stenberg didn't produce as much, but Stenberg looked like a more complete NHL player to be. Gavin McKenna seemed a little immature. There was a level of youth that was definitely prevalent in the way he personally conducted himself and how he interacted with the opponents. It was not really the most sportsmanlike, and I think a lot of Canucks fans and NHL fans were turned off by that. Despite the fact that Gavin McKenna for the longest time has been the prize of this draft. That is not going to change. He is the number one guy, at least when it comes to reputation-based thinking. He's been the guy for years. If we have a Shane Wright situation where, oh yeah, he was ranked first overall since he was 16 and then he drops to 4, I'd be shocked. But Gavin McKenna, all things considered, maybe the most he could dip at this point is to number 2? Who really knows? With that said, though, we have another conversation to dive into in regards to Gavin McKenna and the potential first overall pick, because right now, the Vancouver Canucks have 50 points in 32 games played. They are 17 points behind the Rangers and the Blackhawks. And there's a tweet that I wanted to go over from none other than Tyson Cole that specifically articulates where we go from here. With the Rangers win over the Blackhawks yesterday, both teams are at 67 points. That means the Canucks are now 17 points clear of 31st. With 11 games remaining, Vancouver can max out at 72 points. If Vancouver loses in regulation to Calgary on Saturday, if New York beats Florida, and if Chicago beats New Jersey on Sunday, plus Vancouver losing in regulation to Vegas on Monday, the Canucks will lock up the best odds at drafting first overall in June. Oh my gosh, give it a rest. We all know they're out of the playoffs. What's the point of rubbing it in people's faces? No, that's not the point. We're not talking about this because, the Canucks are bad and we want to make Canucks fans know that the team is so bad. We know. Everybody who follows Tyson Cole understands that he works for Canucks Army. He does Canucks reporting. He goes to the rink to watch Canucks players do Canucks practice and work on Canucks things and then interview Canucks players about those things afterwards. It's not, the team's so bad, let's continue talking about how bad they are. It's, let's give a timeline as to the earliest date possible the Canucks can lock up last overall. Obviously, if they lose every single game from here on out, they'll get last. Like, you're not gonna decrease the amount of points the Blackhawks and the Rangers have. They're already at 6-7 points. Vancouver has 17 points to go, but they have 22 potential points. So if they go on a heater, if they win everything, it's possible that they do catch up. It's unlikely, maybe a 0.5% chance it happens, but still. If Vancouver loses today, if the Rangers continue winning, if the Blackhawks continue winning, and if Vancouver loses on Monday, they would have locked those Gavin McKenna odds at number 1. Now, again, I gotta say this one more time. Odds are just odds. It's not all guaranteed. They only have a 25.5% chance of drafting first if they finish last in the league. But with all these other teams also in the mix, Toronto, they have a 6% chance at first overall. If they get first, then that pick goes back over to Toronto. It's lottery protected. Oh no. Not lottery protected. Top 5 protected, excuse me. So, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. How do you feel about this Gavin McKenna update? His season has just concluded for the NCAA's Penn State University Nittany Lions. We'll see what comes next for Gavin McKenna. Does he get an invite to go to the Worlds? That'd be pretty cool. I think he's fine enough to go if they really wanted him to. But ultimately, this is going to be a pretty fun ride to watch. And for Canucks fans in particular, we have some extra stakes considering the games against Calgary, the games against Vegas, Florida and Chicago going out there doing their thing. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. How do you feel about the updated odds and the timeline, which could see Vancouver locking up the first overall selection odds as soon as Monday? I hope you enjoyed this Fish Ash Roll 99, and bye.